All right, let's go ahead and let's get started. My name is Melissa Gibson. I am the Director of Sales for Lane 7 Apparel. And today we have with us, I will let them introduce, and I'm just going to go in the order that they are on my screen. So Alyssa, I will have you introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Alyssa Inkrott. I am our strategic national account manager here at Lane 7. So I'm just kind of all over the place and spreading the good word of Lane 7 all the time. So
All right, and next, Iris, I see you on the screen, so introduce yourself, please. You bring in the global front.
Hi, I'm Iris. I'm sitting in Austria. I'm responsible for Europe for Lane 7, and I'm thrilled to hear what we are talking about today.
Yeah, so we're talking about really the cornerstone of what made Lane 7 Lane 7 is our premium fleece collection and our heavyweight collection. They are really kind of iconic in where they sit in the whole landscape of the industry and helped transform and bring the industry in terms of fleece specifically where it is today. I talk all the time about in the yesteryear at this point, it feels like pre-COVID days, which I think is 900 years ago. So back 12 years ago when Lane 7 started, if you looked at the whole landscape of fleece, it was really in a position that it didn't match what customers were seeing at retail, right? And by the time everyone added their markup, you'd have a $60 hoodie that was, being given away that didn't feel like it, right? And so what you have here with our Lane 7 collection in our premium fleece, you have that really iconic piece that fits all of the right things. It has the right price point, the right feel, and then kind of starts to broaden open and give you that price point that matches what the customer's expectation is. So, Alyssa, what's your favorite piece in the collection?
yeah, when we're talking about the core collection, I have a hard time because I feel like both of them equally. I think I like our heavyweight hoodie the most, just because I feel like it still sits in that that good fleece that you can kind of wear in multiple different situations, but it does have a little bit more of an elevated feel to it. In my opinion, our heavyweight fleece kind of gives me a little bit of a mixture of like a Lululemon scuba and like an Aritzia fleece in retail.
Yes.
So you're getting the really good price point of Lane 7, which I think is awesome, but you're also getting that premium fleece. We wear those around here all the time. So.
And it's crazy how often they get stolen. I will send it to people as a sample and they're like, oh, my girlfriend, my wife, my daughter, it got stolen, or my boyfriend. I first noticed it when my husband, he started stealing all of them out of my closet. And I'm like, oh, the 19,001, this is something.
Yeah.
So I totally agree. And this last year, we just introduced the crew neck version into that 10-ounce fleece. It's super special. The other couple things that really kind of make the heavyweight collection a little bit different is we use a comb ring spun front on the front of the fabric with our signature 3-in fleece. So you get that super tight knit face. It almost looks like it has a poly finish to it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of customers always think that.
Yep. That's where I get the Lululemon like scuba vibe from, is because it does have that kind of look to the scuba fleece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Do you have a piece of the heavyweight hoodie?
I do.
Let's talk about it.
Let me get my Vanna situated here.
Ooh, in the mushroom, which is like
yes,
the color, and that and the toasted coconut are my two favorite colors in that collection. Yes. So really turn it around to the back. Let's show everyone this is my favorite detail with both our premium and our heavyweight is that 3-panel hood. Killer imprint area there to do like a really small embroidery or a DTF is a great spot to just do an additional branding there. If you're a crazy decorator and really want to put the time in, we've seen customers and brands do a full back where the hood has the print all the way down the center and continues down the back from the hood down. Incredibly difficult to do from a lineup perspective, but I love seeing where people really start to challenge themselves. It also has a slightly dropped shoulder that you can see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an entry point into streetwear too. So it's got your classic kind of corporate standard look, but edges into streetwear, which is becoming super popular. Yep. Awesome. All right, let's compare that to our LS 14001.
There
So
she is.
yeah, this is the hoodie that started everything. So our LS 14001 was the first hoodie that we brought in that does has a 3N fleece, so a super tight knit face. You're going to hear us talk a lot about that. 100% cotton facing, so you can do any kind of decorating you want to it. We like to make product that you can actually decorate on, which for a long time, fleece, that was a novelty idea. So we're happy to kind of push the industry forward in that way. This is the collection we have the most amount of colors. We've added a ton of new colors this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that the amount of colors we have in it, and also the amount of silhouettes that go with it as well. It's a very cohesive piece.
Yep.
That you can kind of pick and choose between which ones you are wanting for.
Yeah, it's like the perfect collection for programs where you need like a hoodie, a zip, a quarter zip. And then I just did a bunch of our open leg sweatpant that we just added this year. It was another mark of how old I am. I'm not a huge fan of the open bottom leg, but I gave them for my son's baseball team. And all I heard about all week was I had a bunch of 12-year-old boys. These pants are fire. Like, where do we get more? Like, well, I know a place. But yeah, it's a great collection.
I also like the weight of the premium too. It's 8¼ ounce, which I think is a really good weight for, any type of demographic. I think as you get into like the warmer states, it's kind of harder with that heavyweight fleece a lot of the times during the year. I'm in Arizona, so I know. But I love the like lightweight feel to the premium.
Yep, absolutely. Well. Yeah. So I'm going to just give you a lead-off question. Tell me about, are there t-shirts that go into this collection?
Yes. So there are, one for each. So the deluxe tee goes with the premium. I don't have the deluxe tee with me. I apologize. So I can't show you that one. The deluxe tee is, I feel like everybody's tried and true industry t-shirt with more of that like premium feel and wash to it.
Yep.
That's kind of how I would describe the deluxe. It's kind of like your retail fit t-shirt. We've got some really good core colors in that one, but the one that's kind of taken off a little bit more for us in the recent years is our LS 15001, so our heavyweight tee. So it goes with the heavyweight collection.
I like that it matches what you're wearing.
I know. I'm a matcha gal. I love the matcha color. I love this one a little bit more, preferably just because it's got a little bit more give to it. It's a little bit less of a retail fit and more, it's not oversized, but it has a little bit more of like an oversized fit. So it's not like tight on your body at all. I also think it has a little bit more length to it, which is nice as well. And the sleeves have a little bit more length. So this one has really taken off. Also the difference in weight between the deluxe tee and the heavyweight. The deluxe is a 4.3 ounce. This one is a 5.6 ounce. So it just has a nice like lay feel to it as well.
Yeah. And we're seeing a huge push from that, what was typically called the fashion tee, right? The 4.3 ounce, which Alyssa and I know way too much about at this point. But we've seen a very strong transition, and that is really coming more of a core commodity basic. And the new fashion standard is in that mid to heavyweight, with that 5.6 ounce for us being the entry point into that, and has that price point that everyone is really kind of trying to focus on and reestablish, while you see the lightweight becoming more of the core basic. We added 15 new colors into this style this last year. And it's done nothing but gangbusters out the door. So it's a great complement to the premium and the heavyweight collections.
Yeah. And I always say too, like if you're looking at doing the deluxe tee, always consider the heavyweight as well. Also, it's not a true heavyweight.
No.
So don't let that word freak you out. It is more of like your midweight tee. But always consider that one as well as an option. Just because I think once you get people wearing that one, they're actually going to prefer that one probably over the deluxe.
It resolves all the fit issues that people had with the fitted tee. So no one likes complaints. So that's how we avoid those, is going a little bit. It's about a ½ inch wider, an inch longer than a standard 30 single. Fashion is now in the 5.5 ounce that we just said. So absolutely. What else was I going to say? I don't remember.
That also does come in a long sleeve.
Yes.
Should mention. So it's also matcha. Clearly, I love matcha color. But we do also have a long sleeve version of the heavyweight tee. So that 5.6 ounce. This one, I love this long sleeve. I think it's one of the better long sleeves in our industry as a whole.
And it has the cuff.
The cuff and the sleeve length itself wins it for me. I hate when I get a long sleeve shirt or even like a fleece piece, and I don't have long arms, guys, and sometimes they're too short on me. So that's a problem if that's the case. So I really love our long sleeve tee for that.
Yes, me too. And now that it's fall season, I can't believe fall is here. These are all great options. And we've got deep inventory and everything that we've talked about today. With that, want to open it up. Does anybody have any questions about the Lane 7 premium or heavyweight collections? No. All right, sweet. Okay, Alyssa, if you were going to put on your perfect Lane 7 outfit, what would it be? And colors.
Full outfit. Okay, well, the color, we already know that. Actually, that's not true. I love a good like neutral. So I like the matcha. So the color I feel like I would pick is matcha or like a chocolate brown, which we have a lot of, which is great. My perfect Lane 7 outfit would probably be our new women's collection for obvious reasons, because it's so good. If you guys have not seen the women's collection, definitely take a look at that. But I would probably say our urban crop tee with our women's cropped full zip, which I have on today. And then our premium fleece sweatpants would be my combo.
The open bottom, right?
Yeah, the open bottom ones.
This is how I know Alyssa's she's younger than I am. So this is how I know the age difference. I can't do the open leg. For me, it would probably be, I personally, my favorite color in our whole color story is ocean in our LS 14,001. That is my favorite color that we make. So I would probably do that with the new women's midweight tee. So the new women's collection, kind of the companion piece to the LS 15,001 is, I don't remember the number now, 88001, the women's heavyweight team.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to do a whole sidestep, and I'm going to tell you guys the origin story of why the LS 15,001 is called the heavyweight. So a long time ago, 3-4 years ago, it used to be called the urban tee. And then we introduced the whole urban collection. It wasn't a problem until we started making a t-shirt. And then we were like, well, what do we call the new t-shirt? We've already we have this other thing called the urban tee, which was our 5.6 ounce. So we had to do a whole rebranding around the LS 15,001, and the heavyweight was the last name that we had. That was before we had a 5, 6, 7, and 8 ounce tees. So kind of left ourselves in a lurch. But so then, like you were saying earlier, the name's a misnomer.
Yes.
But it definitely still works. And then the women's fleece collection, I think, even though it doesn't match in weight, I think in hand feel and everything else, I think it is the perfect companion to both the premium and the heavyweight collections. It's like a perfect tie-in, and the color story matches in the basic colors. So love that. Anyways, so I would do the premium fleece joggers. Those are probably my favorite because I'm old. And then I would, the women's tee and then the premium fleece hoodie.
Love.
Yeah.
All good options. I mean, honestly, I live in this in a daily basis. So, I went through my closet today before this call and I said, which women's full zip fleece am I going to wear today? Yeah. And this is the color I landed on. So There's multiple to choose from in there.
Yes, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. I want to hear from you guys. If you guys have a favorite, is it the premium? Is it the heavyweight? Is it something else? Yeah, put it in the comments. We would love to see what everyone's favorite is, or shout it out. I like that too.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of urban.
Of course.
Is what I feel.
The urban's fire, but
Mhm.
The premium and the heavy, good classics. Yeah, Janet.
Myself. I really love the quarter zip. I mean, I've had a fantastic response to that product.
It's been, we've sold out a few times, which for a new product is kind of unheard of with this whole collection. A lot of the new stuff that we've brought in, we've already sold out a few times, which is crazy good response. The 16,005, the new Element Polo.
Mhm.
I love that answer.
Yes, I love it.
That answer.
I honestly thought we were insane when they first showed me the photo. I was like, what is this? And then it's been absolutely amazing. So
Yeah.
All right. Alexis, do you feel like hoodies in general, I missed it. Okay. Do you feel like hoodies in general are seeing a big comeback? Did they ever go away? I think it's just changing on how they're being used.
I feel like maybe she means like crew necks kind of took over for a second. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alexis, but I do know exactly what you're talking about, because I do feel like crew necks had their moment. But yes, I do think hoodies, especially like those more like oversized, like the urban or like the heavy core, are having like a really big comeback in like a big way. I think that's a lot that has to do with like the essentials, like Fear of God brand, and some of those other ones that have those more like big street style looks and feels to them.
Yeah, and the other big trend that we're seeing from away from crew necks, it's time for the zippers to have a moment. So you're seeing specifically in music merch, you're seeing that shift away from crews into a zip. And I think those are kind of the two where you're starting to see the shift. The hoodie is always the classic. You're seeing a lot more oversized hoods, just like Alyssa was talking about. You're seeing that trend from elevated streetwear brands like Fear of God, and Born and Raised, and those types of brands are having a really strong influence kind of downstream as well. All right. Let's talk about the polo crew neck. Can you talk about the evolution of this product? Man, I wish I knew more about kind of what the thought process was. Go ahead.
I can speak to it a little bit. I think where this one comes from is kind of like that old like collegiate, like Harvard-esque look that's making a comeback, not necessarily just in our industry, but in retail as well. Also, like the Ralph Lauren's of the world have the like fleece polos as well. So I think as you see those more like major brands bringing those back into market, I think that's kind of where that originated from at Lane 7. But definitely more of that like old school collegiate Harvard-esque vibe.
And one thing I love is kind of the urbanization of it, is watching it like go from a very straight-laced JFK-esque movement or moment to the streetwear take on a polo. But the fact that we have Gen Z and Alpha wearing the same thing as boomers is kind of amazing, right? With the thick New Balances, with the collar, and I think it's really adorable. But you're seeing it explode all over the market, especially with the alternative polo look. Absolutely.
So about that one, if you haven't seen it in person, or if you haven't like seen the images on the website of it, it does have a hidden like kangaroo, like inside kangaroo pocket. So you can't see it on the outside, but it is there. So that's another really cool feature of ours specifically.
And we had to give that coziness. We still had to make it. Yeah, I love that piece. All right. Best decoration methods for the 14,001 and the 19,001. Great question. It is you can do anything you want to it. I haven't seen a decoration method that doesn't work on either one of those products. It was really built intentionally for DTG in the way that we constructed our fleece. There's very little filtration, so you don't have any fiber sticking up, which makes it even better to decorate on than anything else out there. So between that, the 3N fleece, you can discharge, water-based, DTF, DTG, all the Ds you can do. And traditional screen print, which is still everyone's favorite. So we've seen some crazy cool designs. One thing I love about our collection, it can be, as close to blank as you can get. You can do a very simple imprint. It still looks really elevated, or you can go all out with a full color, all over print, and it still looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And I think too, if you're ever looking to see like what other people have done on some of our products, our Instagram page is a really good place to look. I know that our team is posting a lot of really cool, different printing techniques and things like that on our Instagram page that I've seen recently, which is kind of cool to see, especially with that element polo, collar polo. So definitely check it out.
I love the look of kind of having that race car F1 is cool. Like that F1 look I love on that polo. Even on the 19,001, kind of that, I don't know what to call it. It's a racing aesthetic for sure. But yeah, I love seeing it on that kind of collection. So awesome. All right. Wide leg also. Yeah. I'm old. I'm 51. I don't like the jogger. It's personal preference. We can't make everybody happy. Do we offer samples? Yeah. Reach out to our team. We can work on getting you samples to get you in the right fit and feel. Absolutely.
Abdul, I don't know if we'll see more of those like old school looks coming out. I don't know, Melissa, if you can touch on that a little bit more. I'm not sure. We're
still looking, we're still building our 2027 collection. A couple things we can hint towards that we're doing. We have a new zip hoodie coming out. So this will be our second one in our collection. We're doing that in our element hoodie. So be looking for that to land in our collection, probably late October, early November is when that is about to come out. And then we are going to be introducing a new vintage line. So super excited about that. I can't share a lot of details, but we made a huge, we doubled our assortment this last year. So we're still trying to get our feet under us for that. So we're going to have a smaller release this next year. A lot of new colors are coming in our urban collection. Super excited about that. And the question we always get, shorts. I just saw it pop up in the comments. Shorts, man, I'd love to bring them in, but they have turned out to be one of the most difficult pieces of the market to try to understand and chase. Because we had shorts in our vintage collection a while back. We brought them in, and when we started developing them, the trend was 7 inches. And then as soon as they landed, it was 5. And so then it's 3. I quit trying to understand where shorts are going to be from a popularity length standpoint. So I
feel like bottoms in general are hard. And then when you get to shorts, especially, it gets a little bit more difficult. But I feel like we recently had shorts in like a design deck that we were working on for some new products. And I think it just like you said, the length thing is tough with people because everybody wants something different. So yeah, we nailed women's and keep expanding on that. I think our next big foray eventually will be into expanding our youth category as well. So lots of crazy great things that are happening behind the scenes that we're excited to share with you in January. I can't believe it's already almost September. And that we're going to see everyone soon at trade shows, including Printing United in a couple of weeks. So I'd love to see a polo neck on a lighter weight option. All right. Hey, Janet, you're not wrong. So we will take that. You've got enough people on here from our team. We will definitely take that feedback. And honestly, we love feedback, like what you guys are seeing in the market, what you guys are looking for, what your customers are looking for. That's really helpful for us. I think just as a whole to kind of know where, because we see like a bubble where we're at, right? So like we don't get to see like all the different end users and markets that you guys are working in. So anytime you have something that you keep seeing over and over again or kept getting asked for, like always let us know. So we always want to know what those pieces are moving forward.
Yep, absolutely. Just couldn't go with the 13 ounce.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy. So we totally understand. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions or feedback from anybody? All right, Jose.
I got a question. So the only way to get a sample is to reach out to your contact. Is that the only way?
Yeah, you can email our team, or you can you can also work through our wholesale network, SNS, One Stop, SLC, and Carolina Made. All of those are fantastic wholesale printables, all fantastic options. We're here to work with you and get you the best hoodie possible. What one was the LS 19,001, the heavyweight collection?
Yeah.
LS 19,001 and 19,004 are going to have more of that spongy-ish feel that you see at Lululemon. Yep. White in a rib tank. We just had this conversation on Friday. Look forward to that in 2027.
Soon. The white is coming, I promise.
Yes. Yes.
We've been begging for it.
Yep. You're not alone in that. It was one of the big call outs for our team as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What was the number of the polo? It is it? I don't remember the number. It's 24 LS 24,000.
24012.
Yeah, there we go.
The polo.
2012.
Yeah.
Yep. On our website, you can go down on collections and pick the element collection, and that's where you're going to find the polo.
Yeah.
So sweet. I love the questions. Thanks, you guys. Really appreciate it. I think that's it. Awesome. Multi-colors on polos, not just solids. We can look at that doing through custom, through our stock program. Or our stock wholesale program. That's probably not going to be something we're looking at for next year. So maybe in the future. It's a great idea. I'd love to see a rugby version.
Yes, that would be good. That's kind of that's the vibe it gives me, is like rugby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
All right. Cool.
Could I ask one more question?
Yeah.
Any chance you guys are coming out with a mock neck?
I was waiting for that one.
I was waiting for it too.
We don't have plans for one. We've looked at it. We don't have plans for one right now. We do have a lot of people who are kind of, it's not a true mock neck, but our women's crew neck, because of the way the neck sits, are looking at it as an alternative to a mock neck. So don't know if that helps or not, but there are some great options out there. It's just not going to be, it's the CV style of the 15,000. There is not, we used to have a CVC version of the LS 15,000. We might look at it for the 15,001. I think it's not out of the realm of possibility that CVCs and tri-blends will be making a strong comeback within the next 5 years, just based off of the whole cycle that we're in. So yeah, as I watch my son wear more and more of my old clothes or my old aesthetic, I'm like, okay, I can see what's going to happen next. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the next 5 years you start seeing tri-blends and CVCs start to make a comeback. Sweet. All right. Okay. I think with that, we are, okay. More questions. I love it. Can we talk about the color selections in general? Can you give a little bit more?
So it's my question. So like when you look at the color palette, right, what drives those decisions? Is it just like the trends that are in the market, or just looking something different, or what? How does that go? How does that work?
So it's a little bit different depending on each collection. So what we'll usually do, there's a strong internal process where we decide on what the silhouettes are going to be. They introduce an initial color palette, and then based off of our team's industry experience, we'll give a lot of feedback. We try to go very limited, as you guys have noticed. Probably 6 colors is the max that we usually launch with within a color assortment, and that's primarily because we want to test out and try, but we try to put some fashion colors into each collection. Our element collection is a perfect example of that. If you were to go to any t-shirt sales rep, or they're going to tell you need 5 colors: black, red, royal, navy, and heather gray. We need that. We kind of take a different approach here at Lane 7 and saying we want some fashion. We want to be known for that. If we're going to introduce something, we don't want it to look like anybody else's. So that fashion color palette is really what drives us. We're looking a couple of years ahead into fashion trends, and what we're seeing, we take a lot of input from retail and looking way outside of our space for our color selections. Alyssa, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, and I will say too, like we do also, like our premium collection is a really good example of like having kind of all of those colors. So like your like collegiate colors, your just standard core colors like the black, heather gray, navy, those colors. When we get into more of those heavyweight styles, we don't as often see people asking for the reds, the true royals, those colors. However, like Melissa mentioned earlier, we are launching, I think there's like 12 new colors in the urban coming out, 12 or 15 new colors in the urban coming out. So as our collections kind of evolve and as people start to use them and buy them, that's when the more the colors start to come. But as she also mentioned, like when we launch something, so like our women's collection or the element collection, for example, we typically launch in a few colors to kind of see how they do. And then as we get people start asking for those colors and we know that they've taken off, that's when those more like standard colors come in. But we like to start with more neutral colors that will kind of fit for anybody before we start bringing in those like brighter colors.
Yep. Hopefully that answers your question. It's a long process.
Yeah.
Sweet. I love the color conversation because it's kind of the heartbeat of a lot of our conversations internally as well.
Yeah. We have a lot of color conversations in the back end.
Yep. Sweet. Okay. Great. Love it. Well, thanks, you guys. We thank you for this time. We know that we are headed into the hardest part of the year. So as we wrap up this session, good luck. Sell more Lane 7. I think that's what I'm supposed to say here. Really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please reach out to our team. We are excited to work with you and talk to you about what we've got going on and take it from there.
Yeah. And I think too, like as we move into fleece season, if you aren't as familiar with all of our fleece options, get on a call with one of our team members. We're happy to walk you through it. I think that's the best way to kind of get acclimated with our fleece, just because we do have so many great options. So feel free to reach out and either one of us or one of our team members can help you figure out which ones work best for you. So let us know.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.